Felix wants to ingratiate himself to his constituents, so to speak. Not that they voted for him. It wasn't a democracy like that. But still, he wanted to oil the wheels, to grease the wheels of power politics. He caves in to pressure, much like Pontius Pilate. As Pilate didn't want to upset the Jews, Felix doesn't want to upset the Jews in his time. Well, what are the lessons that we can glean from Felix's life? Obviously, he's not someone we want to imitate in any way. Usually when I share lessons from someone's life, I find some positive things, balance that out with a few negative things. But I'm afraid that the observations I'll make here will sound only negative. I just don't see any redeeming quality in this man. I mean, he has a limited degree of self-control, but not where it counts. He's clever. He's sly. He's very political. But are these things that we need to learn from? I suppose in a way. Jesus said he sends us out like sheep among the wolves, and therefore we should be innocent as doves, but shrewd as serpents. To an extent, we should imitate this man. But what are the lessons? I see 4 lessons, negative lessons, that come from this man's life. And one, of course, is that power corrupts. That's why it's so difficult for a Christian, or for any person, to wield power without being corrupted. Felix is thoroughly corrupt. Power corrupts. Second, he's self-serving. How opposite character and behavior of Jesus Christ and Paul. He's self-serving. Felix is just an object lesson of how not to be a godly leader. We could take an Old Testament character like King Saul and do the same thing. Look at his life and pretty much reverse everything he does, and then do that instead. He's self-serving. He's not serving others, just himself. A third lesson would be that we shouldn't marry for beauty, but for character. Remember, he divorced his first wife. He traded her in for the younger model. Sounds so terrible. Historians aren't totally certain of Drusilla's age, but it seems she was somewhere in her mid-teens. Although she knew about Judaism, not sure she was really practicing very carefully. We'll look at her in the next lesson. But Felix marries for beauty. That's a very important lesson for us. So much more important to look at the heart, because that is where the Lord looks. And for a marriage to go well, it takes a lot of work. It takes character on the part of both the wife and the husband. And the last lesson, it's never convenient to give one's life to God. We shouldn't use our busy schedule as an excuse. We shouldn't just say the right thing to get out of a challenging situation. In all these ways, we learn from Felix what not to do. Power corrupts. Self-serving is the opposite of Jesus' program. We shouldn't marry for beauty, but for character. Our schedules and the inconvenience of life in general should never be an excuse for holding back from God. Because, as Felix heard many times, but never seems to have accepted, one day we will all give an account of ourselves to the highest authority.